What's up, everybody? It's Alex, the founder and CEO of Motoroso.com, your dedicated mods marketplace. And today we're in the studio to take a quick look at the SCT X4 and the new SCT LiveWire Vision Performance Data Monitor and how we're going to be applying that to tuning our F-150 twin turbo EcoBoost that just got the twin turbo upgrade. Now, of course, you can buy these products and over 1 million top name brand products at Motoroso.com or call us toll free at 1-833-MOTOROSO. Let's dig in. Now, if you've been following along with our F-150 EcoBoost build, you've seen that we just did a twin turbo upgrade from CRP Engineering, and that is capable of up to 500 wheel horsepower with the proper tuning. Now, we're only going to be pushing for about 450 wheel horsepower. We're not really out there trying to break any records, but we want that power and we want it to be reliable and clean. And of course, tuning is going to be key in that respect, and so that's where SCT comes in. Now, we've made a separate video about the SCT X4 and everything it has to offer. We'll put a link to that here. But the SCT X4 is a tuner, allows you to install preloaded tunes as well as doing custom tunes. It does some data logging and allows you to read and clear DTC codes. It's a very versatile tool. But the new LiveWire is an actual performance data monitor. It pulls all the data it can from that OBD2 port, and it'll put it up in virtual gauges, allowing you to see everything it can measure and everything that's going on. It'll also do high-speed data logging, pulling in more data than the SCT X4 just by itself, and combined, that's going to allow your tuner to get all the data that they need to build the best possible tune for you. Now, in addition to that, this also does performance tests. It'll actually measure your 0 to 60 speed and your quarter-mile times. Now, the thing that I really like about this LiveWire is, first of all, it comes in at a price point of about $400, which is a couple $100 cheaper than a lot of your other data monitors. It's also only a 4-inch screen. Some of those other data monitors out there that are like 6 inches, it's pretty imposing on your dash and it takes up a lot of room. And this comes, of course, with a suction cup mount, and it's just a 4-inch touchscreen that has a very small bezel, so it's not as imposing there on your dash and in your face and in your way. It also has a light sensor and it'll auto dim. I've had a monitor before that didn't do that, and you're constantly changing those settings when you're driving around at night. So let's go ahead and get the tune installed and head out for some tests to see how our 0 to 60 and quarter-mile times are looking. Okay, so we've got our baseline tune installed with our SCT X4, and then we used the data logging feature to grab all the data off of the truck. We did a couple of full throttle runs, gathered all that data, and sent it off to Casey over at Brew City Boost, and he has now sent us back our full power tune, which should be targeting somewhere around 440, 450 wheel horsepower. But what we want to do is show you how to use the LiveWire Vision to actually do our 0 to 60 and quarter-mile tests so we can compare the baseline tune with the upgraded turbos to the final tune with the upgraded turbos. Now, we don't have a really good baseline to compare against stock with the original stock tune, and even if we had this LiveWire to have done these tests, we had that exhaust manifold leak, and so the car wasn't making as much power as it should have anyway, so we don't really have a benchmark. But what we do know is that in a stock 2015 3.5 liter EcoBoost was good for a 0 to 60 time of roughly 6.5 to 7 seconds and a quarter-mile in 14.5 seconds. Now, that's with obviously smaller wheels and tires, more street-specific wheels and tires. This truck has 35-inch off-road tires, and it probably has 400 to 500 pounds of additional modifications on it, so it's really not apples to apples. But this baseline tune should be around 375-ish horsepower, just 50 more than stock. So maybe that's enough to make up for the bigger wheels and tires, and maybe we'll see a 0 to 60 time somewhere in that 6.5 to 7 second range. And then if I'm under 6 seconds with the full tune and this twin turbo upgrade that we've done, I'll be really, really stoked. So let's get our first test out of the way with our baseline tune, then we'll flash the ECU with our full tune from Casey, and we'll see how they do. Okay, now to set up for your performance test with your monitor turned on, go into the performance test section, and then it's going to give you the option to select the different tests that you're doing. Now, you can do more than one test in the same run, which is really great. So in this case, we're going to just do the 0 to 60 and the quarter-mile test, and then you're just going to click continue. Now you need to go forward to the place where you want to do your run, come to a complete stop, press start, and then when you go, it's going to immediately start measuring. Okay, so we've got our full power tune installed now. We're ready to pull up, do one more run, and just see how much quicker it is with full power. Okay, so we just ran a total of 6 quarter-mile and 0 to 60 tests using our LiveWire Vision. We started with 2 runs using the baseline map. Now the baseline map, again, I said I was sort of looking to see if it was in the OEM 0 to 60 time. We put down a 15.1 and a 15.2 quarter-mile time and a 6.55 and 6.45 0 to 60 time, which again is kind of right a little bit better than the OEM 0 to 60 time, even with this truck weighing a little over 5,000 pounds and having these big 35-inch off-road tires. Then we went ahead and used our SCT X4 and we flashed the new tune from KC at Brew City Boost onto the truck, and I did 4 total runs. Now the first 3, the tires were spinning up and losing traction the whole time, so I didn't feel like I was getting great runs, but I was doing 14.7 and 14.8 second quarter miles, and we were getting 6.2 and 6.1 second 0 to 60 times, which is a pretty dramatic improvement. I could feel the additional power, and I couldn't really control it very well. The tires kept spinning up. So for my, and I tried that with traction control, without traction control, and tried it in the manual mode. And actually the 6.1 second 0 to 60 time came in automatic mode with the traction control on, and that is usually not how that's going to work. So I felt like maybe it was the section of road that we had chosen not being as grippy as it could be and maybe a little gravelly. So I actually went to a different stretch of road for the last run that I did, had way more grip, but I didn't have enough distance to get a full quarter-mile run. I had to get off the throttle before going into a turn, but I got my 0 to 60 run done, and we got into a 5.96 0 to 60 time. So I figure it probably had it in it if it was doing 6.1 seconds with burnouts at the beginning. We managed to get it under 6 seconds, which again, look, this is not a drag racing truck, but it's just great to have that amount of power and move this 5,000 pound truck with 35-inch off-road tires from 0 to 60 in under 60 seconds. And that's a testament to the upgrade here with these CRP Engineering turbos. So if you're shopping for mods, if you're interested in doing these turbo upgrades or the exhaust manifold, check out our other videos. Also check out Motoroso.com, where you can reach us on live chat or call us toll free at 833-668-6767. That's 833-MOTOROSO. We're here to help you with all of your mods across all your vehicles, and make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got tons more videos coming down the line. Thanks for watching.